What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the AM Drip, or should I say the PM Drip today. My apologies for not getting this out to you guys in the morning, but I hope your Thursday was good to you and your Friday was easy, and I hope you guys are ready to cruise into the weekend. On today's menu, we're serving up a solid dose of tech and finance news. First, we'll talk about Meta's integration of community notes, and then we'll take a look at the mind-blowing world of robotics with Clone Robotics' new bipedal android. But that's not all. We'll also briefly touch on Rivian's Q4 earnings, their first profitable quarter, and then we'll take a quick update on what's going on in the cryptocurrency space, as well as a little bit of political news. Should be interesting. Let's get started. Meta's gearing up to launch community notes on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, replacing their third-party fact-checking system. They announced the framework back on January 7th and started accepting US contributor signups as of yesterday. Eligible users will be able to add context to misleading posts, and the notes will go live if enough contributors agree they are helpful. It's not fully out yet, but Meta says they'll phase it out over the next few months, starting in the US. And this comes after criticism of bias in their old setup, with Zuckerberg linking it to a post-election vibe shift. It's clearly modeled after X's community notes, but hey, what's new from Mark Zuckerberg? Threads is essentially X, Instagram stories came from Snapchat stories, and Instagram Reels are another version of TikToks. But I can't complain. I do believe implementing community notes is a step in the right direction. Alright, so let's stack it up against X. Here's a chart comparing the two, but for those of you just listening, I'll try my best to sum it up nicely. Meta's community notes, which were announced last month, are in prep mode for signups. X's program, which was formerly known as Birdwatch when the platform was still Twitter but has since been rebranded as Community Notes, has been active since 2023 and is currently available in over 50 countries. X requires contributors to have a 6-month-old account, verified phone number, and no violations of their rules. And Meta's rules are quite similar. A contributor must be US-based, over 18, have an account over 6 months old, and be in good standing. Both systems work the same. You write a note, others rate it, and it shows if it bridges viewpoints. X's notes do not cut reach of a post, but block or slow down ad revenue on misleading advertisements. Meta hasn't said anything on the impact of reach, and they plan to exclude community notes on their ads entirely. X has a head start and Meta's playing catch-up, but the bones are identical. Users policing users. Community notes should hit your feed soon, and you'll be able to flag misleading posts with these notes. Meta has just over 3 billion monthly active users, so they admit things could be chaotic and some junk could slip through. They're aiming for around 2.5 million contributors to make it work. But of course, the more contributors, the better. So keep an eye out for this new feature to drop and let me know what you think. My personal take, I'm all for it, and I'm happy to see where it goes. Clone Robotics unveiled the Proto-Clone, calling it the world's first bipedal musculoskeletal android. Now, this isn't your clunky Roomba, nor is it visually comparable to a Tesla Optimus. What it is a faceless, anatomically accurate synthetic human with over 200 degrees of freedom, 1,000 synthetic muscles, and 500 sensors. A video hit YouTube and X recently showing it dangling mid-air, kicking, and twitching like something straight out of a sci-fi film. I'll go ahead and play it here. It could be a little disturbing for some viewers, but it's important to remember that this is a robot. Nonetheless, I'll go ahead and say viewer discretion is advised. Groundbreaking? Definitely. Creepy? Also definitely. For those of you who may have seen the movie Subservience, this is probably the closest thing to a human-like robot of that type, minus any unique physical features. It's got a mini heart pump pushing fluid through artificial veins and sensors giving it a nervous system. Clone is pitching this as a leap toward natural movement in robots. They are rolling out 279 limited edition Clone Alpha units later this year. Oh, and that twitching proto-clone from the video, that's just a prototype. The Alpha on their website is what they're refining for delivery. Same tech, but more polished. The price for this robot has yet to be announced, but expectations are it'll be comparable to limited edition supercars. So, hundreds of thousands, I dare say $1 million, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Yesterday after market close, Rivian Automotive released their Q4 earnings and achieved its very first profitable quarter ever, marking a significant milestone driven by improvements in variable costs, revenue per unit, and fixed costs. They are now the second purely EV US-based car company to do so after Tesla. Variable cost reductions came from the launch of the second-generation R1 vehicles, which included engineering design optimizations and supply chain improvements. Revenue growth was supported by regulatory credit sales and an increased R1 average selling price due to the tri-motor offering. Rivian also made progress in its operational efficiencies at its factories. The company's long-term competitive advantage is its product and brand differentiation through vertically integrated technology and a direct-to-consumer sales and service model. Vertically integrated technologies include zonal network architecture, software stack, the Rivian autonomy platform, and its propulsion platform. For 2025, Rivian anticipates delivering between 46,000 and 51,000 vehicles, and it expects to achieve a modest gross profit for the full year. Rivian expects external factors, such as changes to government policies and a challenging demand environment, could impact their 2025 expectations. They remain focused on key value drivers like driving towards profitability, optimizing operational efficiency, technology leadership, and enhancing the customer experience. Capital expenditures for 2025 are projected to be $1.6 billion to $1.7 billion. Rivian believes progress against its core value drivers in 2024 will be foundational to the company's long-term success. Alright, y'all, heads up, this next portion is going to be a bit of rapid-fire news over topics that I think deserve a mention, but I didn't get to dive deep into this time around. Time got the better of me today, so apologies for that. But I'll make sure to drop resources related to these topics in the description so you can dig deeper into them if you wish. Here we go. In political news, Kash Patel was confirmed as the new director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. President Donald Trump and Maine's Governor Janet Mills had a public confrontation stemming from the president's executive order banning transgender athletes from women's sports. Governor Mills is defying that order, and the two promised to see each other in court before ending their exchange. In the crypto space, Bybit, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges outside of the US, confirmed that they were hacked for $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum. It's currently being reported that North Korea's Lazarus Group was behind the hack. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong confirmed that an agreement with the Securities and Exchange Commission was made to dismiss litigation over a lawsuit against Coinbase for allegedly listing unregistered securities on the exchange. Alrighty, and that's it for the second episode of the AM Drip, or the PM Drip at this point. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I hope you guys have a fantastic Friday and an amazing weekend. And I will leave you all with a quote from Fyodor Dostoevsky. The mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for. Take it easy, y'all.